Here we go again. Well, you might be wondering why we're here and what we're doing. Well, we're pulling the motor out because I blew it up at Lime Rock. I assume the radiator cap blew, as that normally happens, you know, when it gets hot. Yeah.
Well, the cap didn't blow off.
The cap did not blow off.
The hose did.
The hose did.
Oh my gosh, 290 oil temp. Oh my gosh. I've never seen such high numbers, and the engine's still running. There it goes. Yeah. Go.
Well, the motor blew up.
What do you want me to say? That I enjoy this? That I enjoy pulling motors out all the time? I don't. Get out of here. So what I think happened was, I think the belt finally snapped, which caused the water pump to stop moving. And because Ben was trying to cool the engine down, well, I mean, the water pump wasn't moving, so it just kind of boiled over and then blew out the hose. And obviously he didn't know. He was trying to, you know, just cool everything down by keeping air moving. That's what made the head gasket fail. And we're gonna try and find that out. What do you think? What do you think failed?
There wasn't much left in there. It went through that much already. Bet you there's another like gallon in one of these cylinders. I think that the issue all along was the head gasket. The first reason, which I didn't really tell you guys, but at CMP, before the wreck happened, the car was getting a little hot. It was getting up to like 220, which is obviously nothing compared to this. But I think the head gasket was starting to let go back then. In hindsight, I think it's pretty obvious that that was the start of the head gasket going out, and it got progressively worse, and air was getting into the coolant system from the combustion chamber, which is then gonna cause the water pump to skip, which I think is why the belt broke. But also introducing air is gonna make it overheat and boil because it's not flowing through there as well because the pump is cavitating. But when we tried to bleed it, there was just a lot of air in the system that we couldn't get out. I think it was a head gasket all along, and kind of shame on me, I guess, for not noticing that earlier or even thinking about it. It's been 4 years. This car has been on track for 4 years, all the way to Redline. It's done its job well.
Wait. You think the water pump was causing the serpentine belt to skip?
I think if the water pump is like catching air, it's not gonna be like rotating smoothly. And that's gonna cause an already frayed serpentine belt to then just give up.
That's a heck of a theory. Now that the serpentine belt did break, which, you know, essentially stopped all motion of any kind of water going through the system, caused the head to warp exponentially.
But the serpentine belt really isn't even the issue. The issue is the head gasket all along. The reason the belt broke is just whatever. Like, that was bound to happen at some point. It probably would not have gotten to 290 if the belt stayed on.
Right. The serpentine belt failed, right? We found some of it, but then you found more of it later on the axle.
When a belt breaks, it's gonna just go flinging. I mean, it's on the firewall back. There's shreds everywhere.
I mean, the belt was like a couple years old.
Yeah, it was, I think, 3 years old. This is like metal. It looks like it's like cloth string, but this is metal. And that's, dude, that's up in there. That definitely happened at speed. What was that?
The hood.
Yeah, still looks okay.
All right, I'm gonna put it.
Do the second one. Yeah, that one right there. The one that can hook into. Yeah, that one's probably good. Yeah.
It works smarter, not harder.
Whoa! My shin flashed before my eyes.
You need extra height?
Yeah. OSHA, look away!
It's a two-man lift.
You put your car in a lift so that you need a lift to get to your car that's on there. Short king status right here.
Get it, King.
Can you take me over there?
Hold on.
Oh, you bring me down? I would never stoop down to your level.
All right.
All right. I'll let the automotive autopsy commence. What do we got? Oil! What do we got on this one? Burnt. Smells burnt. You smell the burnt?
potent.
It smells very burnt. All right, let's throw an inspection camera in there and see what we got.
Oh, wow. That was very loose.
Wouldn't that be funny, Mark, if it was just a loose spark plug? Wouldn't that be just so hilarious, so funny? What is behind door number 1? That's a nasty looking plug. That only indicates a bad valve cover gasket. That piston looks fine, just some carbon deposits. This piston is wet.
I can see that.
Oh.
Yeah, I see the water.
At the very least, that confirms that there's a head gasket failure. We gotta pull the head off, that's for sure. We get to actually check the oil wear. What happens to oil when it liquefies to 290 degrees? Well, water definitely got in the oil. There's no doubt about that. This looks creamy. So the blue that you're seeing is because the Valvoline VR1 has blue in it, but it's normally a much darker blue. This is like teal blue. This is like Miami blue. It's honestly clean, like clean. Cut back to footage of 4 years ago when we were putting this engine together. This was all brown, but 4 years of running Valvoline oil and it looks like really clean. The cam surfaces don't look super healthy, but that's probably because half of it is water. Dude, this has even gotten cleaner. Wow. Do you think that's from just now, or do you think that's from just age?
I think that's from just now.
Yeah, that could be just from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it cooked the cam.
It cooked the videographer?
Cam's cooked.
Cam is cooked.
Cam is cooked.
It doesn't bode well for me, does it?
I don't think they know you. You're not on camera too much.
No, I'm not.
This is Cam. Hello. That's pretty bad.
That is really bad.
I don't think I want to use that cam. There's also a little bit of damage to these rollers here for sure. That's what happens when you have water mixing with your oil. Obviously, it wasn't enough damage for the engine to stop running, which is absolutely amazing that Valvoline oil protected this thing. And a lot of people were commenting saying, why was I continuing to drive the car when I knew that the temperature got hot? There was warnings on my dash. I didn't need a failsafe or anything to tell me it was hot. I knew it was hot. I was in qualifying, and I didn't have a lap down yet. So, I mean, I'm a competitive guy, so I'm gonna just go and get a lap. I was hoping I could get a lap before it actually blew up, but I mean, I knew what risks I was taking, and I took the risk, and it didn't pay off. And that happens sometimes, and that's okay. I'm not mad about it.
Should have gone from 10.
You should go from the outside in, too.
So should I just switch it up?
It's warped anyway. About as warped as social media today, am I right? It's about as warped as a serial killer's mind, am I right? It's about as warped as a house of mirrors, am I right? It's about as warped as your mind. It's about as warped as a 2x4 from Lowe's.
I'm going home.
It's about as warped as a Stargate Enterprise, am I right?
I was thinking pork store.
Now that would have been funny.
Oh, that would have been funny. This one's got a big pool. That one's very clearly wet. These two are just at the top dead center, so they're just not gonna have as much because it's spill over. Oh, look, black right here, in between.
Yeah, looks like from cylinder to cylinder.
Right there to there.
So basically, it looks like coolant is coming in here and just transferring over to all 4 cylinders.
We've also confirmed this motor is not good. If you're worried that this video is gonna end, don't worry, we're just getting started. That looks awesome. 5 years of tracking on this clutch. There's still a lot of life left.
You've gone through more engines than you have clutches.
Dude, 4 years of tracking, this motor looks better than any motor I've taken apart. K-Series Master Race. We're we're gonna drain the oil now, but I'm also gonna collect a sample because it's also water that we're draining. I wanna send that teal blue mixture off to Valvoline to get tested. I mean, they're gonna see a lot of water in it probably, but see if the oil broke down a bunch, see what the temperature did to the oil, see if it still had any kind of protective properties left in it. I'm gonna collect a little sample in a little baby bottle here, which is sterile, and send it off to them. I think they're gonna get a good kick out of this. Dude, that is the wildest looking oil. It literally looks Miami blue.
Like the Dolphins blue.
It's Miami Dolphins blue. All right, so the bearing surfaces are probably not healthy if the head's any indication. So we need to take the pistons and rods out, put new bearings in, also check the main surfaces and everything, the main caps. And then the head is already shaved down to minimum spec, so I'd have to find another head because that head's definitely warped. So I'd have to find another head to put on here, which then I'd probably need head studs, head gasket obviously, and then all the accessories back on. That's a lot of work.
Absolutely, and honestly, you know, it kind of like reminds me of the Talon. It's just having weird and horrible flashbacks.
Reminds me of the Talon. It's just,
I think it would just be easier to get a new K-series.
That's true. They are kind of a dime a dozen. They are everywhere.
But where are you gonna find one?
Oh, I got a friend that's got one. Seatbelt on it too. It's perfect. Here we go. All right, Mark. Got another engine. Look at this. This thing's pretty fresh.
Holy crap, you do have friends. Whoa, that was quick, man.
Yeah. Dude, like I said, K24s are like, they're everywhere. You never know where one might show up. You even got this little seatbelt right here. We can help kind of pull it, push it or something, you know?
Where'd you get that?
Everybody uses seatbelts for moving engines around, yeah?
Kind of have one just like that.
So this is a JDM K20A. So it's not technically a K24A2. It's got like some different accessories that we're gonna have to change around.
Okay. It's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, it is in pretty good shape.
Well, maybe except for the pulley.
Yeah, there's a little dent in there. When they ship them over, that happens to a lot.
Mine kind of looks like that.
Your K24? Yeah. I mean, that, like I said, that happens to a lot of them. So here, you want to grab that end?
Huh? That is automatic.
Yeah. They usually, the automatic ones are treated nicer, so they're usually not modified and stuff. Yeah, lean. Keep leaning. It's about to drop. That's okay. Just let it go. We basically have to strip everything off of this engine because some of it is Japanese-specific parts that we don't need. Some of it's just not as high-performing parts as what we need. So intake manifold comes off, power steering pump, alternator, water pump housing, all these accessories. We're gonna take the crank pulley off because we got a fluid damper. Take this cast iron mount off because we have a billet one. On this side, we got this OEM coolant passage that comes off because we have a billet one. Basically strip it down to the short block and then move over the USDM stuff over here, the oil pan. Most importantly, we're gonna move the Type S oil pump and the 50-degree cam gear moves over to this engine.
So essentially everything.
Essentially everything except for what we've ruined, which is the internals. Let's get started. I'll start by removing this seatbelt.
Lost my nut.
We're gonna change that stud. Really?
Yeah, I think it'll come.
Uh-oh, no, just got tighter. I should have done it before I put the thing on, I forgot about it.
Well, you might have to just take it all back off.
Yeah, I might, if it breaks.
I'm not gonna break it. That would make it 10 times worse to try and extract.
No, sir.
Went ahead and mounted the water pump. It is finally tucked onto the engine like butter.
And here is a visual representation of what happens when you run Valvoline oil and when you don't run Valvoline oil. No, they did not use synthetic oil, but that's okay, because we're gonna put Valvoline in it and it'll clean it all up. If you're wondering, this is an oil pump with balance shafts. It helps reduce vibration, but it also helps to reduce horsepower. So we're switching it over for the Type S oil pump, which does not have the balance shafts. This is quite baffling.
Take the cam gear off of this and we're gonna replace it with the other cam gear. That one's a 50-degree cam gear. Put it on here, tighten that back up, start putting everything back into time. Timing cover is clean. The mating surfaces are clean. We got the other cover nice and clean. And we're gonna start adding some Honda Bond, seal this baby up. Starting to look like an engine again. Ben's gonna get mad because I used all that Honda Bond. He'll get over it. They all do.
Typically when you blow up a motor, there's a bunch of metal and debris in the oil that gets spread throughout the engine, so you don't want to reuse parts like a valve cover or an oil pan because it is covered with metallic glitter. Thankfully, that was not the case this time. The oil was only contaminated with water, which isn't the end of the world because, well, we run Valvoline oil. So I'm just gonna give this a quick spray down. That's also why we cleaned out the oil pan. We do just wanna make sure that it's super clean before we put it back together. You're in the way, sir. Now it's a Type R. It's got the red valve cover. I spent so much time in the last episode with this car cleaning out and painting this engine bay, and now I've gone and blown serpentine belt bits all over it. So I'm just giving a nice wipe down to get chunks of serpentine belt out and try to clean this thing up so it looks like what it did, so that all that work doesn't go for no reason. As previously mentioned, we're still just getting started.
You're so lame.
Can I make the joke twice? What a cutie.
Yeah, it's torqued. That was almost my foot.
We are at the moment now where we can actually fill up the fluids, which means we're about to start the car. And if you're wondering what this mechanism is, it is a vacuum filler for coolant, which is how I filled the system last time. And it's amazing to me how many comments were telling me that I should have vacuum filled the system, even though I did vacuum fill the system. So just know that if we don't show something in the video, doesn't mean it didn't happen. Yep, it's full of distilled water.
Okay.
You got it filled with oil.
I do.
Nine quarts?
It was almost a whole 9 quarts. It might still take it, because obviously we still got to fill up the oil filter.
Honestly, this wasn't too bad. Compared to a Talon, this is nothing.
Cue flashback.
Sorry, I didn't mean to trigger that again.
Thanks. Yeah, I guarantee you didn't mean to.
I'm going to trigger the starter motor and see if this thing fires.
I'm going to turn on the battery because you forgot it already. Do we have a fire extinguisher?
We got this, fire stick.
Oh, here we go.
You want one of those? Oh, great. It's not a Talon, Mark. It's not an Evo either. It's already got fire suppression. I don't need more. I don't need fire oppression.
Okay, you're primed. I don't see any leaks. No fuel leak. That's interesting. Tempting start number 2.
Ready?
Ready. Ready? Ready. Number 2 is just not firing.
I'm gonna go again. You ready?
Yep. Nothing.
Oh, that's timing. Let's move over both of the cam sensors, because I did notice the cam sensors were slightly different, and maybe that's reading differently. Or when we put the timing chain on, we didn't get it in time. So timing's off somehow.
Ready?
Oh yeah. Oh, it went up a little. It went up before it went back down. Yep, keep going.
So it is off.
It is off. Crank is a little bit off. Cams, 10 degrees.
Did it loosen up?
It is loose.
That's good. Well.
But when you take one cam out, I think we can get both.
Whoa, other way. Okay.
Is that it? One more?
One more. Oh, you almost had
Too
it.
far?
Yep.
There you go. That's it. All right. How not to do your timing?
Yeah, don't try this at home. This is stupid.
Ready for this thing to shoot a big old fireball again? Sounds like a K-Series to me. I was getting really worried that the valves might have been bent. I thought maybe my friend had a bad engine that he...
I'm still impressed that you got it as fast as you did. I mean...
This was not bad. I mean, honestly, this whole thing, not bad. That's the beauty of a K-Series.
Right, but I mean, finding one close enough to town. I mean, we live in, the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, man, they're everywhere. Well, thanks again.
Yeah, man, no problem.
I'll see you later, maybe.
All right, I'm gonna go home and get some food. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And then I need to start planning my own build.
Yeah. You're gonna K-swap your S2000?
S2000.
Okay, all right.
Might as well start getting that ready. I mean, this kind of motivated me to start
Yeah, you know what
getting
to
ready.
do. You know what to do, yeah. Well, don't call me.
What the